माननीय सदस्य.
Speaker sir, in the reply given by the minister, they have said that the unspent CSR funds can be carried forward for the next 3 years. I wish to seek a clarification of the minister whether it is unspent funds on committed projects or all unspent funds that you're going to carry forward for the next 3 years. Then because the understanding in all company secretaries is that unspent funds on projects which have been commenced, not all unspent funds. Anyway, so your reply said that. Second, the amendments to the Companies Act as far as CSR funds is concerned is applicable from what date or what financial year? And for those companies for which the amendments are not applicable, have any penal provisions or legal consequences, legal action been taken against those companies who have not followed the government rules of spending 2% on the funds? Then, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I'll just finish. I'll just finish. Okay, sir.
आपको supplementary allow नहीं करूँगा नहीं तो फिर.
Any company which falls under the purview of Section 135 as per the Act has to spend 2%. Now, if they have not spent that 2% in the given year, then they have to put it in an account, which is called the CSR account. And that CSR account can be put forward for 3 years if the first year the project has not been completed. That is one thing. The second thing the honourable member asked was, this is, sir, if they have taken up a project and they have not completed the project, they can complete it in 3 years. Also, if on a project they have overspent, then they can set it off for the next 3 years. This is what my reply says, sir. I also want to answer the second part of the question, which was, I forget what he asked.
माननीय सदस्य, order, please, पूछ लेंगे आप.
Sir, Honourable Speaker, sir, the unspent amount on a project, or if a company does not spend CSR for the year, can they take it, or are they allowed to take it forward for the next 3 years? Second, from what date are your amendments to the Companies Act as far as CSR is concerned? From what date or financial year are they applicable? Now, those companies which have defaulted before the amendments are coming to place, are you taking any legal action or any penal provisions? In the Act, it says preference to be given to local areas. Now, what is local areas? Now, can you please define what, in the Act, what says local areas is what? Lastly, sir, Singareni called this as a company, Government of India and Government of Telangana company, which has been violating the CSR funds repeatedly. Is there any monitoring of the way it is being spent? Thank you, sir.
Sir,
4 प्रश्न पूछे हैं, 2 पहले पूछे थे, नहीं 2 पहले पूछे थे, दोबारा उनको रिपीट किया उन्होंने, एक नया पूछा है.
Sir, जो कंपनी अगर किसी चीज को, if they have taken up a project and they have not completed the project, then they can put the money in a CSR fund. And for the next 3 years, they can spend to complete that project. This is what the law states as per the Act. What the companies have done, I do not know. If they ask a specific question on that, I'll let him know. As far as penal provisions are concerned, they have made a civil wrong recently. There's no more a penal provision. It's a civil wrong, and that has been taken decision consciously because we think that companies are contributors of wealth to the nation and we should not penalize them. So that is the second thing. The third question that you asked, when was it applicable from? I don't have the exact date as to when it was applicable from, but it probably in the preceding year.
छोड़ो.
Uttam, I'll follow up on your point. Uttam, I'll follow up on your point because, in fact, the minister, there is a lapse here, sir, in your answer. I have the report of the high-level committee on CSR set up under the Secretary for Corporate Affairs, which actually makes a number of recommendations, only one of which you put into the Companies Amendment Bill. Whereas, Mr. Speaker, sir, the recommendation and the question that the Honourable Member asked is as follows. unspent CSR amount for a particular year may be transferred to a separate designated account created for the purpose. So if you haven't spent 2%, not just on an incomplete project, you can put that for another account. Such unspent account and the interest earned thereon be spent within a period of 3 to 5 years, failing which the same be transferred to a fund to be specified by the central government, which may be used for innovative high-impact projects related to activities listed. Now, the question, sir, is, if that is the case, why was this not reflected in the Companies Amendment Act when it was brought to the Parliament in 2020? So, I mean, I fully understand my colleagues' frustration and confusion, which is shared by many companies, because they don't understand whether it is the recommendation of the high-level committee that was behind the intent of the bill, or whether the bill actually deliberately omitted that since it's not present in the bill. The Minister should please clarify.
Sir, the CSR amendments came into, were applicable from the 22nd of January 2021. The Act was passed a year before, as you say. Now, the recommendations on what was with the background of those decisions, I cannot specify whether it was considered or not, what the recommendation of the committee was considered or not, but the amendments took place a year after the Act was promulgated. So therefore, I don't understand what your question is. I mean, it's afterwards that it was manipulated.
आप बताइए मंत्री जी.
Sir, with your permission, I would like to say the Act may not specify some of those implementable rules which are later